Yes, my name is Chris Farah. Welcome to my channel where tonight on YouTube, Sunday night, we're going to talk about this episode of 90 Day Fiancé. We are in season 8. It's episode 12. We are just, easy dozen it into the season, honey. A baker's dozen, dozen eggs, honey. And I don't know about you, but is your Instagram feed just like a bunch of like beautiful brown heirloom eggs? Or is that because I started following like homesteading.com? I'm not quite sure. Hashtags, you know that? Anyway, welcome to my channel. We're going to talk about this episode. I'm super excited. Okay. We had all the couples this episode, which we, usually drop one out because there's just too much drama for 2 hours. We give this franchise like a lifetime movie of the week, Sunday night family time, 2 hours. Like, you do realize that in the like 50s and stuff, people would watch things like as a family all together, like television shows, and that became movie of the weeks and, specials. And now it's a 2-hour docuseries on these people that we're here watching. That's what's happening. I'm so happy to see my peeps in the room, a lot of moderators. That makes me happy. Thank you so much for being here. Before we really dive into this, we're just giving people a little more time to get in the room. This is how it's going to go. A, would you like this video? Just go ahead, like it, get it done now. Just like it, just like thumbs it up, thumbs it up real fast. Get it done, get her done, as Larry the Cable Guy used to say in the 90s. And that worked for him. I could build a whole career on it. So, and subscribe, of course, if you haven't subscribed yet. And I'm going to go through this episode in my notes here, a lot of notes. You know how I do. And if you really want to say something, you're welcome to say something in Super Chat, and I will read it out loud and be able to see it right away. And if not, I will be able to talk after, but I want to give the people who rewatch this just like some sort of good time that isn't just me talking for 5 hours because I'm just all in this chat. By the way, I just want to give a special shout out to Vanessa Haddad, who gave me a super chat in the last live, and I was reading a notes and didn't see it, but I truly appreciate that. I appreciate anyone who gives me a super chat. Thank you so much. You definitely don't have to. I appreciate you being here, and well, I definitely appreciate you liking this video. That's something you can do. Okay, I love you. Again, let's get in. Jovi and Yara. Okay, so we wake up from this nightmare engagement party, honey, where Jovi's mom, just like she wants to have a big ass Creole Southern wedding for Jovi because she can't believe that Jovi's getting married. Monty can't believe it, doesn't think it should happen. But Jovi's mom knows Jovi and knows females, because she is one, and like, so she understands like the gravity of this situation, which is like, this is crazy. And have you seen Yara? He got her like, she wants to celebrate it. She wants everyone far and wide to like have seen what has happened to her son. Because you have to remember, everyone grew up watching Jovi run around, little kid with them diapers, just like grabbing all the strippers, you know what I'm saying? So she wants to show off that a little bit, except that Yara is like, it's my wedding. And I know how brides work. And here's the thing. I want this to be what I want it to be when I can have it, which is I want my family there. So I don't want anything until that moment. I don't want to even have to think about it. I don't care. I don't even care to think about it. It's like boring. It's like, I don't have to show up to your family party if you want to have a family party. If I'm going to have a wedding, which I think Yara does want to have at some point, it's going to be when like people I love and care about are there. And I'm looking at you, Monty. I don't care about you. And like, she is right, because she just let this bitch throw her a wedding where they had a first dance, okay? But it's like, this is where I think it's hard. Jovi's mom feels like they're not invited to the wedding. I think that Jovi and Yara should invite just Jovi's mom. I don't think Monty like deserves to be at any place that Yara is. So I think that Jovi's mom should be allowed to go to Vegas, and if that's what it's, whatever. And like, be at the drive-through, like just like driving, just like sitting in the like the like they're in the back seat and she's sitting in the passenger seat and just like witness it, like. But again, you're not planning anything. You're good. We're done. You're good. Like you had your chance. I'm just reading you guys. Like there is so many moderators in this room. I love it. Okay. We have this conversation with Yara and Jovi also about Jovi's drinking, which has been problem number one. Yara is now pregnant. And so any amount of fun she was having pre-pregnancy, which was like, guess what? None. Like the only fun we had we've seen Yara have this whole season is like the brief respite she thought she was going to have when she got a manicure, pedicure at a nice looking salon until like Jovi's friend ruined it by just basically being like, you're marrying trash, right? It's embarrassing. I'd be embarrassed if I were you. So like Yara now is pregnant, can't drink, doesn't know anyone, hates everything. Okay. And is like, you're done. No, I just can't even look at you. I cannot even look at you with your like goofy ass teeth running around this party, having so much weird ass Jovi ass face fun. You know what I'm saying? While your friends all are just like so disrespectful to you. Like also coming up to me and like trying to shoot their shot. They hate your friends. None of them, male, female, across the board, they all like don't care shit about you. Anyway, I have to watch you like Jovi around like that party. Meanwhile, I'm pregnant and hating everything. And you're not even checking in. Like you're not even looking back to see if I'm okay. At one point, as we know, she's standing behind him being like, Jovi. And he is like not that far away and he just pretends that doesn't happen. And like, do you understand how often this person hears the word Jovi and it's not him? Never. Not never. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all are somewhat akin to like, or someone, so we are someone trained to hear our own, like, name or whatever. And there's times in which you hear a version of your name or like, sometimes Chris could be Greg, I'm not quite sure, but like, there's been times when I've been like, someone say my name and someone being like, no, I literally said, like babble, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound like Chris. But I mean, this person, Jovi, like is hearing his woman behind him and her, crazy ass Ukrainian Russian voice or whatever, scream Jovi at him. And he just pretends it doesn't happen. So she's like, what kind of father are you going to be? I'm pregnant alone in this country. I know no one. You're going to ignore me and bring me like an old crawfish sandwich. Like and when you did that, you thought that you had just like cured cancer for me. I mean, this isn't it. My life here sucks. This is not why. If I knew this was my life here doing this now with Monty breathing down my neck, I would not have come. I felt that. I feel Yara. I feel, and by that, I mean, I feel bad is what I feel for Yara. I also liked her alpine white nails. I think that's like an OPI color. Yeah, Monty just doesn't give a about like how anything is. Like he is in the confessionals being like, yeah, last night Jovi and Yara bombshelled us when we were at the party. And wow, we were like, okay, that's pretty. And then like, Jovi's mom's like, cool, say a good thing, Monty. Like we've already had that weird, you deserve sexual assault conversation that you like, whatever, like you said to Yara about like the clothes she's wearing in New Orleans when she's like walking around the street. God bless. So point of the story is no one's excited for this relationship. No one understands it. And like, Yara, you done messed up. I have given Yara a lot this season. If you like have watched my videos, I have really stand for her. And so I am going to say this moment where I'm like, girl, what is it? What happened? I don't get it. And if the thing is they're in love and they're actually a good match, like if that were, if they, at the end of the day, that's what we're supposed to believe, you have not even given us TLC and TLC producers a moment of seeing that to believe it. Like, for instance, we've seen pockets of Mike and Natalie being in love and Rebecca and Zied being in love. You know, I'm trying to think, someone this season, you know, like, well, okay. When you're you know, you see these couples fight, but you just the other ones you see there are moments where you're like, oh, I can see how you guys are into each other. You know, like I can see what happened, but like it feels like they should have broken up like after a long weekend together. Like Howard, like only because she seems to be knowledgeable about the fact that he has shortcomings and in the sense of what she wants in life. Maybe I shouldn't say he has shortcomings. For what she wants, he's not that. And why doesn't Yara know that? And how does Yara let it? How has Yara like allowed it to get this far? Because if Yara knows that he's not for her, honey, she's gotten the old baby bond to him now done twice. That old baby bond like doesn't like allow you to be reevaluating and getting one foot out the door. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I'm trying to think. Okay, so I just want to say my other favorite part is you know, obviously talking about the wedding between Yara and Jovi. Yara goes to, you know, take a shower, and I'm sure she at this point she's just like, when are we going back to like this apartment in the warehouse district? Anything's better than this place. But then Monty's like, is this marriage a good idea? And honey, he hits that R in idea so hard. And I mean, it's like it's a hard R, and I'm not here to make fun of people's accents, except of course I am. Like that's literally what half the thing I do on this recap channel is just making fun of the accents of people. And how do you hear yourself say I dear? I dear? I dear? It's just like it's so much work, I think, to hit the R. You know, like babies can't even say R's. That's why they all sound like Elmer Fudd, you know, like blah, 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 you know, because it's like a R to even like fit the sound in your mouth, you do a bunch of things. So he's working hard, you know, to talk. And I don't know if Monty like needs to work that hard. Stephanie and Ryan. Honey, Stephanie's like, what a weird day and night it's been. And she is just doesn't know exactly what time it is now. It could be either or. And she doesn't need to know because she can just put on that leopard, furry, minky eye thing, like pass out for another 12 hours. And she does. And then we see her again. She's like gotten up. She now is like, wants to rid herself of the balloon and flowers situation that Ryan got her. And she is like barefooted trying to like break this balloon, honey. Barefooted Steph. You're like, that's not going to pop. You know, if it does, you're going to have to go to, you know, the hospital. You're going to like break her whole body, you know? Oh my God. Look at this super chat. Melinda, thank you so much. Stephanie didn't even let the sheets cool down. At least they have lots of condoms. Sorry, that's not funny. Yeah, no, I mean, you know. Yeah, Harris looks bigger than Ryan. I don't know. Ryan's a skinny guy. Sometimes skinny guys can be like packing, you know. Um, I'm so happy, Melinda. Thank you so much for saying that so that the people say that it's not just the mods in them. That is so true. The Stephanie situation is hard because there have been so much outside talk and so many allegations. And so it feels weird to talk about her because I think we've been sort of like, you know, once there's like sexual allegations, you're like, I don't know what to do about this situation. It just seems overall messy. Stephanie is someone that is dealing with like mental problems. Okay. 100% wozos. And I'm like not saying this to people that don't get it. Like Stephanie Wright has mental problems. And on top of that, she takes medication because of the mental problems. I'm not saying that she shouldn't take the medication, but I am like giving you the rundown of the aesthetic of Stephanie. It's someone who maybe like manic depressive. The medication is a downer, downs, sirs, words, lurs. That if I'm sure if she drinks on top of the pills that she's taken, is what we get, like a version of that, you know? And so, but I mean, this because of that, it's hard to talk about because you're just like, oh, I'm talking about mentally handicapped addict or like a mentally handicapped person who's dealing with some, maybe addict is like dealing with some prescription drug dosage problems, right? On top of that, she also has character flaws, which then we want to talk about, right? Like her selfishness, her delusion, her like narcissistic need for attention, you know, also the hula hooping. We need to remark about this and the Harris situation, as well as her obvious manipulation tactics over a person of a lower socioeconomic level than her with to using her money to do so, which is, and not just him, his whole family, which is nefarious. And so we want to call it out so that, and also because it's part of the subject matter of this docuseries. But I want you to know I have problems because I don't know how to do it well. Like balance talk about Stephanie about this because I have parts of me that I'm like, don't talk about this person. Other half of me is like, how do you not talk about this person? She's wearing pigtails. She's like brushing her extension pigtails, honey. You're like, what's happening? Oh, you're gonna brush your extension pigtails. What's next? Oh, you know, she's like, then decides to put on disco ball earrings, like long ass, you know, they're like dragging down each of those ear holes, you know, like, you're like, don't do it, Stephanie, you know, and then you see her like complete the look with a lipstick purse. Lipstick purse, you can't fit anything in it, honey, especially not like a 12 Pro Max. Definitely not. And she, you know, probably has a big phone. So she then goes to meet Harris, and Harris has obviously A, been there for her in the past, B, much hotter than Ryan, like 100% hotter. I mean, they're in the same family. So one, like whatever side, the Harris side is the good side. I mean, like Harris is night and day from Ryan. Harris is hot and Ryan was not. And I just like, I love the idea of Harris having the outside knowledge of the Stephanie and Ryan thing. And like truly what he knows about it, we're not quite sure, but being able to just dive headfirst into the Stephanie. Like Stephanie calls him and he's like, I'll be there in the next morning. And I don't think that we understood what that meant, but that meant that the minute this man got his chance in, his lifelong opportunity, man, this man had auditioned 9 months ago and he thought the role was over. And then he gets the once in a lifetime phone call, honey, you were pinned that whole time. And now's your big chance. And he jumps at it and he travels by like bus for like 5 hours and then by like ferry for 2 hours. I'm going to need Wah or someone to tell me like the trajectory of the path that Harris had to go on, what he did to get to this woman, the odyssey that Harris had to go for what he thinks is the pot of treasure at the end of that rainbow, honey. He did all of that to get to Stephanie and he's met Stephanie before. I mean, Harris must want some watches. I mean, Harris does not know what time it is. Ryan knows what time it was, is to get out. But Harris, honey, doesn't know. TikTok. So he's like, honey, whatever. He triathlon to get there. You know, I'm like, at one point, I'm like, did he swim? Was the last couple of laps you swimming? I mean, this is bananas. And he is there so happy to be like, I'm going to spend the rest of my time with you. And I think I can do this America thing. What do you think about Harris? Like, do you think Harris knows everything? Do you think that Harris, for some reason, is just going to be better at dealing with Stephanie by telling her what she wants to hear, and Harris is just like, I'll just do whatever? Like, is Harris going to be able to deal with her? Do I want to see Harris and Stephanie season 2 where Harris actually gets to America? Yes, all of it. Like, this is a crazy story. I don't think Stephanie's ever going to do a season 2, obviously, because she's also suing TLC, saying that the night of one of their dates, she got bit by sand beetles to the point where, like, she was like, I can't film anymore. And production, I guess, was like, no, keep filming, you old crazy bag. Just like whatever. So she had to sit there and just keep getting bit and filming. I mean, sand fleas. I mean, she's just getting bit and filming. Stephanie is one of the craziest characters they've ever founded, because she actually is delusional and crazy. It is like so truly horrifying to watch. And then also like a train wreck where you like can't stop watching. And then with Harris, it's like, what do you know, Harris? And like, what are you willing to give up? Is there amount of like Harris naivete? I don't think so. I think Harris 100%, not 100% might know like how crazy she is, but Harris knows that she's crazy and like gave up his family, or, whatever, not his family, but like whatever cousin side Ryan's on, to be like, I'm in for this one. No, I've been waiting for this one. This crazy ass Stephanie ride, I'm in. I know how to hula hoop, honey, and I'll do it. I'll get in the same hoop, honey, with you, and I'll just keep letting it go around. Like, because America's full of rich people and Stephanie's rich, as he said. Yeah, I swear to God, I watched this and I think there was a moment I was like, you know what, Maria's right. And I don't believe Maria one bit. Maria's like the Miss Cleo of this. Like, Maria's the dumbest and not a real psychic. But I will be like, you know what, Maria? I think Harris is a better match for her. Absolutely. I do think Harris is a better match. I think Harris is smarter at at the manipulation. I think it's not that I think that any smart person would just not get involved. Let me say it this way. I think an intelligent person would just not get involved with Stephanie, having seen her tactics, having seen it with other people, where you watch her, you see her, you can, after a moment of being in her energy, you like can pick up on the fact that this person's dealing with bananas and stuff. Like Harris, there's no way that he, having already after, and the whole story about getting her a coconut and how she was nice to him, doesn't know this bitch is bananas and coconuts. So like he is saying yes to all of that for the free watches and the dry pussy. He knows both already intimate with both, and he's saying yes to both. And I think that he's just like, I can do it better than Ryan. Like, I like this baddie bitch. Like, I know how I can get her. Like, he probably thinks Ryan was dumb, like played it wrong, like played it immaturely, like was getting all this free ish, just gave it away. And whether like Harris can handle it or not, I think that he'll be better at it than Ryan, but like, I'll sit around and watch it. I'm so happy to see you guys are here. I see some new names in here. Hi, Shunny. Hi, Shunny Poo. What a great name. Hi, Alina. Oh, they're just ignoring her. Yeah, because I think that TLC probably just has a bunch of footage. And like, probably like she like has a bunch of footage of her just like normally walking around and not being bit. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna like pictures later. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Baze. Okay, let's talk about the last thing about Stephanie and Ryan, which I'm gonna have to talk about. I'm gonna have to like do a perfect impression for my video I shoot, is when she before she went to meet Harris, honey, she's just like, I've always had a strong. She doesn't get to G. She's like, I've always had a strong attraction to Harris. And like, having said everything I said about Harris, I don't think he's a good person. I don't think you're right, obviously. I don't think that like you can sit across from someone like Stephanie who's like spinning in her own bunch of things that we already brought up and like be able to spend time and share energy with that person in an authentic way. And if you are not someone who like radiates authenticity, for some reason at this level in my life, I think that in previous levels of my life, I've been turned off to inauthenticity, but now I have like a hyper awareness to it. So I guess what I'm saying is, yeah, I'd watch the Harris Stephanie thing. I don't think Harris is a good person. I personally can't be around the energy. Like I couldn't be around any of the energies of Stephanie. And so to like invite that into your life in any kind of real way is really hard to see. Now, am I speaking from a privilege of living in America and being financially comfortable? And would you then could someone make some sort of argument that like Harris is trying to do what Harris has to do to like come up? I mean, I don't know. I would love you guys to like discuss that. What do you guys think of this Harris situation? Like, what are his motives? What do you think of him? Do you think that he's going to be able to handle her more? Like, that's what's really fascinating to me. Like, it's because we didn't have enough of Ryan to like care about Ryan and Stephanie's connection. The majority of like care, unquote, we have about this couple really has to do with Stephanie. We saw a lot more Stephanie, you know? Mike and Natalie. So Natalie, honey, like Harris, want to come to America, and she's not ready to leave America yet. Kind of get this like Natalie point of view of like, well, I've been divorced. I'm already 35 and I want to have kids. And so I got 20 days left of being in America with this person, Mike. And he told me that he doesn't like, and he told me that he doesn't want to be my like fiance anymore. And I'm going to have to like steer this ship back. And I think that she calls Svetlana and Svetlana's like, you move too fast. And I think that that was Svetlana's way of being like, Natalie, you have to be more patient. That's how she takes it. So she also speaks of Sarah to Natalie and is like, Sarah, you know, this thing with like his best friend Sarah, and I'm not, she's like, I'm not jealous. And she like stops herself from saying that she's jealous of Sarah. And I was like, yeah, I bet you are. First of all, thank you so much for the super chat. Marie, thank you so much. I appreciate this. Thumbs, 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 the thumbs, 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 the thumbs, 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 and thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs, 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 thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs, 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 thumbs it up. Yeah, that's so sweet. I really appreciate it. And well, I know it's like a weird time. Like sometimes I start doing the song and I'm like, how can I make it different? I'm supposed to make it different. I don't want to keep singing the same song over and over again. So yeah, I don't know what that was. It was like a dubstep, maybe. So I would again like, where is Sarah? I don't understand when we need more Sarah. We need like Sarah needs to come into the situation like stat. You know what I'm saying? Like Sarah, like zoom her in. You know, like let's get her in with some sort of wallpaper, honey, but not the wallpaper that we used for the immigration lawyer and Andrew and Amira. We need the new wallpaper. That was crazy. Let's do this. So, no, Natalie. Also, like, is Natalie pregnant? Or has Natalie gotten pregnant? Or is Natalie... Why in this... It seems like Natalie has gotten a little bloated looking sometimes. And I feel like I'm saying this now and oh my God, I'm like not trying to body shame her because, oh my God, I'm so fat. And I've been so fat, I'm I mean, like I've like gained weight in COVID, so it's like, but how do I say this? Where she does look pregnant sometimes, and it's mostly her boobs. Like in this conversation with Svetlana, her boobs are huge. Where I'm just like, you look motherly a little. You look like you've been like look like like you look motherly, like a little. But I'm not trying to body shame her. She just looks a little bigger. But I think that I'm having to realize that, the American diet is so much worse for you than other countries that, like, I don't know how Michael Juliana didn't gain weight, but like, even like Hazel like came to America and Huddle and suddenly was just like, oh, like a little bit, right? Um, okay, so I don't know what to tell you about the Natalie and Mike situation. Like I don't really know exactly what's true and what's not, like what's manufactured or what's not. Like they just seem so they have had moments of being in love, but they just really seem like they're never going to be truly happy together. It never really feels like these European women are going to be happy with these American men because they do all think that the men have more money or have like a certain level of class to them. And I mean like that in the Natalie sense, which is like a higher economic class than where they are, right? But is this what just marriage is just sort of settling? And is that what Natalie and Yara just do? Like they just do? I've never gotten married, and if you know my backstory, my parents are divorced, and they got remarried, and then they both got redivorced. And all of my parents' marriages, including to the one to each other, lasted 7 years. So I'm no expert on how like that's supposed to go, truly at all. In fact, the opposite. I'm an expert in divorce. Always get a prenup. I think the people are also posting. Yeah, Natalie has a YouTube channel where she's been making things like salmon honey. So, she is trying to make that money. She's trying to come for that YouTube money and that sweet, sweet YouTube money. Hazel and Tariq. Okay, this was a good segment. So, in the midst of trying to plan a wedding as well as teach their daughter spelling, honey, they check in on the app to like get a girlfriend. And for some reason, the app is like all catfish people. They've not been verified. I guess there's no like good swinging apps that kind of verify people or whatever. And so Tariq, we also get some things like we also get to see a picture of like a muted out picture of one of the people that Hazel likes. And Hazel, like, now I realize like she said she likes like brown ladies. I don't know if she means like black ladies or like brown haired ladies, but like she definitely doesn't mean Thai ladies. She doesn't like any Thai ladies, white, brown, whatever, like not Thai. And she just wants someone the same age as her and like someone to be like a sister and best friend. Just also like, but like also you guys can like go shopping together and then just also like, but also like, and also like, but also like, I don't know what that last one was. I don't know. But just, I don't know. Oh, this one, that one. But also just like good times, like sister wives, like let us like chill and like hang out and just like, I have this like idea of like Victorian sleepover sisters. Have I talked about this channel? This is like my idea. Victorian sleepover sisters are like two like real feminine girls that were just like lesbians in the Victorian era, but like didn't know like, because whatever, like, I don't know how like sexuality was discussed. If like those girls knew that they were either lesbians or bisexual, probably not, because of like how whatever ruled by society, like we were by religion and stuff like that. And so I think about that concept. It must have been in some book I read. And I feel like that's like what Hazel wants, like a modern day version of that. And so, it's like she's trying to find that. And all she knows literally is she does not want anyone like Minnie or Minty. And I'm not quite sure how you say that person's name. I think it's Minnie, but I swear to God, I thought it was Minty for this long. And so I think it's Minty. So all Tariq then decides to do is like call Minty. And it makes no sense. Like his reasoning for doing so is because she knows them so she can what? Help them avoid catfish profiles? She can what? Help them avoid Thai girls? She can what? Help them navigate the app? From what I know, Minnie's in Thailand. So like she's not even like there's nothing that Minnie can do except like anger Hazel. I don't like this because Tariq has tried so hard to be like, look, it's not me that wants to do this. This is just me trying to abide by what my old wife wants to do, wife to be. But at the same time, it's like, that she doesn't want to talk to Minty. So why are you trying to push this on her? A. B. I would literally never, for me personally, because I know myself or whatever, like never be in a polyamorous relationship. That's just on me. And it's like no judgment, truly. And I'm just saying that because for me, I'm just a traditional person, A. B, I just like am a jealous person. Like I could never watch someone with someone that like I plan to let into my vagina later. Like I'll rip your face off. No, I would rip someone's face off. And I truly, I mean, and whether this is like an immature thing for me to say, and whether I'm not past some sort of like thing in my mind to bury in my mind, I personally don't care. Like, if a man with me was okay watching some other man have sex with me, and I'm just saying man in this situation because I'm, a boring cisgender heterosexual person, but even if I was gay, I wouldn't want my I don't think I could ever be with a partner that could be okay watching me with someone else. I would just be like, that person doesn't love me. That person does not love me or respect me. You're going to watch me be with someone else? Okay. I don't know. There's something about that. I'm just like, that person doesn't care about me. You can't like want me and then, I don't know. But that's just, maybe I have like somewhat a closed-minded view on this stuff, but I'm also traditional. So that's neither here nor there. But my point of the story is, it's obvious that if you enter into a polyamorous relationship and you have someone that you're already like hardcore with, that there are certain boundaries that you aren't like have to like adhere to. And if someone says, I don't want to be with someone or see someone again, that you've like brought into this relationship, period, the end, that's what it's got to be. So the fact that Tariq would like have the audacity, even like FaceTime Minnie, is like not the look. If I'm going to believe that you're going to have like a successful time at this. So then we bring up Minnie or Minty, and I don't care, and we FaceTime her, and it starts with just like Tariq's like, hey, look at you, and then like Hazel comes in the frame, and Hazel is just giving jawline. She's like, and like, I love it so much, by the way. Yes, honey. Minnie's like, hi, Hazel, like, how are you? And Hazel's like, does not want to talk to her, does not care, didn't want to talk to her. Why are you calling her? She has no bearing on your relationship, Tariq, truly. I would be like, I'm not going to listen to this bitch talk about me. I feel like Tariq, of course, did that so that he could get his viewpoint across about what, like he wants for Hazel. And yeah, Minnie obviously 100% wants to be with Tariq, which is like really messy and disrespectful. And that's why Tariq should never have called her, period. So, oh, you guys were reading. It was all for the direction I could make them do the call. Yeah, like, I think what also probably happened, this is what it feels like, is that coronavirus hit these couples in this season, and they were like, oh, production was like, shit, like that like puts a damper on a lot of things. Like for this situation, they can't just like keep going out like on dates to meet women, right? So now we can't have that. So that's why we get this like horrible Zoom with like Tariq's friend at first, Angela, and then we get this like mini Zoom, because like that's all we can get or whatever. So like even Hazel's justification of like, well, Tariq wanted to talk to Minnie and I said Minty, she says Minty or whatever. And I said no at first, and then I decided that we can talk to her so I can see how Tariq is with her, whatever. I'm just like, ugh, no. Like the way she said it was like a script. It was like, cause she, I don't feel like we've ever seen Hazel be herself. It feels like she just is like always being like a little like is like always being, I don't know, either super shy on camera or obviously, or just like being told to say what she needs to say to like further along their storyline, which is not a lot, right? I also just, but I get it was weird when she was just like, "Are you hungry?" Tariq's like, "Up now." When she said that at first, she was like trying to distract him with food, I guess. I thought that she meant like, "Are you hungry for Minty?" Did you guys think that too? I was like, she's saying it, but like, no, she was just like trying to like get him off the phone or whatever, get him to like change the subject. Okay, Zied and Rebecca. I have to like, you know what? I might have to go grab my charger, which is hilarious. Okay, so Zied, honey, is like using the dishwasher and he's like enjoying that American, different kitchen devices and all the amenities. He loves that apartment. He stands that apartment. Has no furniture, but it has sunlight and it has the video games, has sunlight, a ring light, and video games, and Zied a dishwasher. He is chill about it. Like honestly, like at one point later in the episode, Rebecca's like, "You have to go back to our stupid apartment." He's like, "Don't speak about my apartment that way." He loves it, but also wants to leave it. She's been working a lot with the chicken. So on the day off, it's raining, but they decide to go visit like a farm place that would be like the site of their wedding, and they like rented a cabin to stay there. And Zion gets to like, see a horse. He's like, "Oh, horse, wow," and Rebecca's like, "I love the smell of horses." And we're like, "What? No, I'm sorry, what? Come again." No one's like, "I love the smell of horses." Okay. You can say a bunch of, first of all, you can say you love the smell of babies. Sure. You can say you love horses. I love being around horses. I love horses. I love being with horses. I love petting horses. Horses give me a sense of serenity. I love the smell of roses. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like there are a lot of things to love about horses, and there's a lot of smells to love in this world. But those are the same things. And you can't love smelling horses. Okay? So Rebecca's like, "What do you think, Zied, of like a horse-drawn carriage and like a wedding here?" And Zied's like, "Okay, baby, but have you heard of the coronavirus? We can't have wedding right now. Have you heard of this thing? It's bad." You know what I'm saying? And like, she's upset, which is a little like, also, you've been married 3 times, so like, girl, haven't you done the damn thing? But okay. And also like, how much money do you have? I mean, let's just be honest in the sense of like, can we just like use some of that money for the U-Haul? Can we get the furniture in the place? Like, come on. And he's like, girl, we got to get to them courts. We just got to get the courts to like do the thing. Let's just be on. I mean, like, And later on, they're like lighting a fire and they're still talking about this. And Zied has been like literally like the picture perfect, like he's been like a Bridgerton style gentleman. He's like the Renee, honey, or Michelle, is that person's, I don't know. But like he is like, honey, he is just giving us Prince. This whole Prince, like Zied, like he is lovely this whole season. And even in this conversation, which I don't quite understand, and I need you guys to tell me what it is, he, for whatever reason, is going to have this conversation, and there's this roadblock in the wedding, and I don't get it, but he doesn't even like get upset. He's just kind of describing it. At one point, Rebecca's like, "Don't raise your voice at me," and Zied like absolutely wasn't. I mean, like that absolutely wasn't. I mean, that's not a raised voice, but okay. So Ramadan's going to happen in a month. No, Ramadan's going to happen in 3 weeks from now in this moment at this cabin. Ramadan lasts for a month, and then after that they have a week, and then he has to go back. And he wants to get married before Ramadan. And if he doesn't get married before Ramadan, he's going to have to go live in a different house because they're not married. And would then go back home. This is where I'm using like, is this where he's going to go back, to Tunisia? Okay. Is it a religious situation where you can't get married during Ramadan because it's not it? Or is it a religious situation where during Ramadan is like even extra holy? So like if you're not married, you can't be under the same roof. But then, I mean, dude, you've been under the same roof this whole time. Like really, what is the boundary? But like, that this part is confusing. And also, is it just for show and cameras to have drama about this? Because like, Rebecca, just go to the courts and get it done. Like you've been knowing this person for a long time, and it isn't like you have to wait to find out whether you want to marry him. That's what Rebecca wants to be like. I don't know whether I truly need to know if I'm supposed to marry Zied because my last one changed. I was like, Rebecca, you have been so in love with Zied this whole time. Are you insane? Of course you want to marry Zied. And like yesterday, just go to the courts, get it done. Like have the wedding of your dreams for the third time, girl, when you want, I mean, is that not it? I guess we have to like have a whole thing, a show. So, I love the smell of horses. I love the smell of horses. If you don't love the smell of horses, don't smell good. I mean, like, of all the sensations to like, no, I mean, horses feel good. To hug a horse feels amazing. The neck of a horse is so strong. To be on a horse and to feel their spirit, so great. I don't know what to tell you. Here's an amazing smell. Have you guys, this is the air sense? This is the orange one. Like you just one little spray. It honestly smells like Florida orange juice factory just like opened up in my room. It's an amazing. Okay. Amira has a conversation with her God bless lovely, Habibi dad. I love this dad. And the dad's like, all right, you still with us, Andrew? And she's like, yes. And she's like, let's get this straight. He didn't come get you when you were in prison, right? She's like, right. He didn't know where I was. Like, he didn't even try. He didn't even think about it, right? His toesies never left his resorties, warsies though, right? And she's like, he never left the vacation city. And he's like, okay. And she's like, right. And he's like, okay, well, that person's a coward. He never even tried. And that one is not the one for you. And she's like, okay, cool. But I'm actually also thinking about doing the whole thing again in Serbia. And Amira's dad is like, if you do that, I will not talk to you anymore. I will not do it. And she's like, so you're telling me that? And it's like, bitch, yes. Someone has to. Xavier has, your dad has, all of these rational men in your life. You're not thirsty for like rational men that like love you and like will treat you with respect and like tell you what's up and like, so girl, I don't know what she has to hear. So what she does then is she decides to have a FaceTime, honey, with Andrew. And Andrew also decides to bring up a 3-way FaceTime with this immigration lawyer, Lisa, who like green screens a fake wallpaper behind her, honey. And I don't know what she's hiding, but like I like to think it's like the messiest bedroom ever. But like Andrew's sole purpose is to have this immigration lawyer tell Amira that the Serbian plan works. And Amira gets the immigration lawyer to also admit that it wouldn't be that hard to get us an extension also on this whole thing. And Amira finally calls out Andrew for being like, I don't want to do the Serbia thing. And if I say that, you are going to manipulate and make it seem like you're mad at me or something. And he doesn't. And then he knows he tries to do it on the phone, but he also realized in the moment that he's being called out in the moment. So he like, you're blaming me for Mexico. And it's like, well, yeah, that's it, because it's your fault. That's how it works. We have to watch Andrew drink out of a mug with his mug on it. Andrew's mug on a mug. He loves that mug, first of all. That's how smart Amira was. Amira knew that a gift to Andrew that he would love would be a picture of his face on a mug. Not a picture of them, not a picture of her, of him. Meanwhile, his idea of a good gift is a blue beret for a baby. Okay? So, he's like, she's like, he's like, you're blaming me for Mexico. And she's like, yeah, well, it's because I didn't want to go. And then this thing happened and I'm afraid it's going to happen again. And if I say no, you're going to get mad at me, and he's like, I'm not mad, I'm just stuck in a situation of frustration. And it's like, well, this is not the time to be frustrated either, because you weren't the one in the jail. You were the one at the resorty. Wartsies, like I've already said, eating yummy nachos with guacamole, buddy. You're fine. He is then like, okay, well, just let me know then, whatever you want to do. And I'll just alert the Serbian authorities or whatever that he's going to, like Andrew acts like he has the upper hand in this. Right? It feels like Amir is afraid that Andrew's going to be upset if she doesn't want to go to Serbia. And then what? He'd leave you? Right? Like, that's like, what is it, Amir? Like, you're afraid that Andrew's going to be upset at you and what, leave you? Fine, good. Why isn't Andrew upset that Amira would leave him? Andrew, why do you think that you are so much more valuable in this world? Why do you feel like you're the one in this relationship that is of more value? You are not. And I truly think a whole generation of men, cisgender, heterosexual men, have lost reality about who holds value in a relationship. And it's not 100% their fault, and it's truly frustrating. Because we just have to have like time after time of being like, why are you with this person? I mean, think about how many times you've thought about that. Different people on the show and stuff, or in your life for your friends or whatnot. And it's hard. Brandon and Julia. So Julia wants to get married in a church, but if Betty walks into a church, honey, she'll just catch on fire. You know what Betty's seen, honey? She's so at one point Betty says, but it's okay because she has friends that can let them into a church. I don't know what kind of church it is, honey, or what they're worshiping at that church, honey, but it's not just cloudy bathwater. Julia wants to go dress shopping, right, for her wedding dress. And guess who wants to go and just invites herself? Betty. Julia doesn't want Betty to go, like says it underneath her breath, like tells Brandon, like kind of tells Betty that, like, in Russia, like the way that I do it is just best friends. And you're not my best friend. Let's see, who's the best friend here at this table? Oh, look, there's one. It's your son. The only person I know in this country that would be considered my friend, but Betty goes. And honey, it is say yawn to the dress is how I would describe this scene. And I will use that joke again. So don't you fucking use it. But I will tell you that Brandon just sits during this wedding dress thing and just yawns, 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 and then talks to like Julia's mom. Julia tries on 3 dresses. The first and third dresses are by far the best. The second one is like meh or whatever. But Brandon's like, yeah, his reaction is just like, that one's nice. Now here's the thing. I wouldn't expect Brandon to have a big reaction. And Brandon isn't someone that like reads a room or is like empathetic to others. Brandon exists solely in Brandon's world. That's like Brandon's only childness. And Betty has like stroked that to a real strong degree. And Betty actually is along for the ride in this situation, much less like, we're like led to believe that Betty's going to give a bunch of strong opinions and maybe derail the scene. But honestly, Betty's a gift in this scene. Betty is the one that's like, Brandon, say something, and Betty's talking to Julia's mom and like, for some reason, Betty knows the word bye. She's like, says boca, boca. She's like, boca, boca, and which is how I guess you say bye in, Russian, which is how I'm going to now say bye for the rest of my life, honey, all the time, boca, boca. And, in this wedding dress scene, like, she's like, yeah, Brandon, like, say something, I'm giving up on you, but not really, because Julia, it hasn't given up on him yet. But yeah, were you sad for Julie? You just wanted to give her something, like I just, I have a thing where I am cognizant of my reaction and people's like feeling. I'm like, I am an empath. And so like, I know that if I was in that room, if I didn't even know Julia, I'd be like, oh my God, it's gorgeous. I would just be like, I would over the top a little, I'd be like too much 100% because I'm just like I try and make up for other people. If you like want to see the worst situation ever, have you ever seen my Family Feud episode? I did a Family Feud episode with my cousins, and my cousin Monique and I were like high energy. And I had some other cousins that weren't so high energy, and I felt their low energy. And so I felt like I had to take it up a notch. And there are times in this Family Feud episode where Steve Harvey like will make some dumb joke or something. And I am just like, just like, and I can't even watch it where I'm just like, oh God, I can't. She's trying so hard. Anyway, Brandon's the opposite of that, right? Brandon's like Yawn City. Say yawn to the dress. But yeah, she's just like, Brandon, tell me something. Tell me, give me more emotion. You're like a doll sitting there. I love Julie. She's so expressive. She really does express herself in a way. Like English is not her first language, but like, it doesn't stop her. I'm here for it. She looked beautiful in those dresses. Mermaid's a great style for her. Just the second one, I didn't like the overlay. The first and third one were just like really youthful, really beautiful. Okay, what do you guys think? That's really the end of the episode for me for what I have. Betty would make the best cult leader. That's so funny. Wedding shopping is boring. Not but to some people, I find football boring. If you told me, Chris, like for the rest of your life, every day, you want to watch 2 hours of football, or do you want to watch 2 hours of wedding dress shopping? Like, wedding dress shopping, wedding dress shopping. Are you saying wedding dress shopping? Are you insane? So, yeah, we disagree. Love the Family Feud episode. Makes me love you more. I also like had a fever during that episode. And so I have like, I really have like greasy hair and I'm 103. So who would be the worst husband? Jovi. Oh, are you talking about? Yeah, I think Jovi or Monty. Jovi has such a shitty role model in Monty. It's not like I'll ever go wedding dress shopping anyways. That's not true, Mr. TLC Snow. There's so many different chances in which you can go wedding dress shopping. I didn't say wedding dress shopping. You said wedding shopping. So many people will take you. Say yes. The dress has occasional groom who could show Brandon how it's done. That's absolutely for sure. Jovi's definitely not hubby. Yeah, no, not at all. Like Jovi, how does Jovi not have an STD? You know what I'm saying? I hate to say that, but like, how do you not? I can see myself deleting this live later because of like the things I've said on it. Oh well. Natalie, the worst wife. Like just this season. I mean, I don't know. I think Stephanie. Mickey. Stephanie. Would you rather be married to Stephanie or Natalie? Natalie's gonna keep your shit clean. Worst to best, Jovi, Andrew, Brandon, Mike, Tariq. Oh, okay. Yeah. I just think like the Tariq thing has gotten a little fake. I don't trust their storyline to be authentic. Yeah, much worse, Stephanie. You guys forgot about Stephanie. I don't even know how you did. I can't believe Stephanie. I just can't believe I started this season being like Brandon and Julia and Betty, which are still like, but the Stephanie is bananas. No, truly crazy. Oh, have you guys like this video? Any newcomers who haven't yet thumbs up this video? Sometimes we forget or we go, along with our lives. And I know it's annoying to have to exit out of the chat, but will you just like this video, like giving it a thumbs up really helps me in my game. I know I didn't do an edited recap last week, but I did work. And so I had to do other things, but I will do one this week. And I'm super excited because I like this episode a lot. And I can talk about things in jokes I had for last week in here. I also, side note, like Bonanzies, Wansies, I don't know why I keep saying that, like a bonanza person. I'll stop doing that. Tweeted up a storm during this episode. So I think I'll do that more. I'm going to try and see if I can jump into that Twitter discussion with the hashtag. Okay, Allie. Oh, good to know. Yeah, I do this whole live thing every week. And then I film a separate recap and then I edit it. And those are usually real snappy and funny. And I put pictures and stuff. So I tried to tweet more during this episode to see if people would come over and join the fun. You know what I'm saying? So if you are someone that came from Twitter, tell me that. That'll be really exciting for me so I know. But also if you're someone who likes Twitter, I'm going to try and tweet more jokes. So other than that, if you're just joining me, I'm Chris Farah. I also have a Facebook group. It's a secret Facebook group. It's called Vanity Farah, where I always post when I'm going to go live, as well as crazy stuff during the week. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I am at Chris L. Farah, and the L is for Lebanese. And I have moderators at the storm, but one of my moderators in the room right now is Just Call Me Wah, who's one of my I love everyone in this room, but I think Wah's the only person I know in real life, met face to face, because she's actually a person that I've known for years. And she also is hilarious and has an amazing YouTube channel. And it's also doing on a separate YouTube channel her journey of IVF and feminine health journey is how I would describe it. So if you all have feminine health journey stuff, you can follow Wah's other YouTube, but the one that she's talking from now, she does YouTube recaps. Okay. Anyways, I liked this episode a lot, and I'm happy that I think Amira has been told enough times and have seen that Andrew does not give an F about her, and I'm hoping that she gets out. And I want to see what happens with Harris, if he is going to continue this Stephanie-ness to get to America. And I don't know if Julia told us which dress she got, but we'll see. I hope it's number 1. Mike and Natalie. I'm bored. I'm really truly bored with this situation. And we do know that they get married, so it's well, okay, I don't care. The Jovi Yara thing, I just feel bad for Yara. I just feel bad for her. This can't be it. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And I really hope you have a great week. Happy Sunday night. Let's do it this week. Let's get it done. And let's just have great weeks. Make a little list for yourself. Do a brain dump so you get real ready for your week and you can go to bed and have a real restful sleep. I love you. Truly. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your time and energy with me and hearing, I don't know, what I had to say for an hour. It's crazy. And my super chats. Thank you so much for anyone who super chatted me too. I thank you so much. Truly. That means so much. I really appreciate that. It's very gracious. All right, baby boos. Okay, let's do the damn thing. Take care of yourselves and each other. Stand up for what you believe and you make art. Bye.